Windows games on Linux just got another upgrade, and yeah, this one actually moves the needle, so here's the deal. Proton just rolled out a new update. It bundles fresh DXVK and VKD3D Proton bits. Translation: DirectX 9 games talk to your Linux GPU faster and more cleanly. DirectX 10 games talk to your Linux GPU faster and more cleanly. DirectX 11 games talk to your Linux GPU faster and more cleanly. DirectX 12 games talk to your Linux GPU faster and more cleanly. That means better frame pacing, fewer stutters when new effects pop, and some straight-up FPS gains. Proof: I tested a handful of usual suspects. On my RTX setup, DX11 titles saw a 5 to 10% bump. A couple of DX12 games landed closer to 3 to 8%. Oprensiu awi amberspain. And shiwers awi abers, especially in GPU-bound scenes. More importantly, frame times flattened out. Those tiny micro hitches when you spin the camera. Way less noticeable after the update. Shader compilation got smarter too. If you've ever loaded into a new area and felt the game catch for a second, this takes the edge off. You still want your shader cache warmed up, but the pipeline is smoother than the last build. Fixes? There's a bunch. Recent big-name games that were crashing on launch or choking during cutscenes now boot cleanly and hold frame rate. A couple of online titles with picky anti-cheat got stability tweaks. Reconnect loops are rarer. Matchmaking doesn't randomly time out like it did 2 weeks ago. Controller quirks also got love. Xbox layouts map correctly more often. Gyro isn't freaking out on Wayland. Steam input profiles swap without needing a relaunch. If you're on Proton Experimental or Proton 9, you'll feel this sooner. If you're sticking with the default Proton per game, flip it in the compatibility settings and test. Worst case, you roll back in 2 clicks. Quick FPS sanity checks I recommend. Run an in-engine benchmark if your game has one. Note average FPS and 1% lows. Spin a 60-second lap around your heaviest area. Cities, rain, lots of NPCs. Try full screen borderless. Try exclusive full screen. Quality of life bits. Alt-tabbing is snappier. HDR toggles behave on more setups that support it. Windowed latency improved under both X11 and Wayland. If you're on a deck or a handheld PC, the new build plays nicer with 40 Hz and VRR. Frame caps hit more reliably, which is huge for battery and heat. Couple of gotchas. If you're using Proton GE for that one stubborn title, sit tight. Community builds will merge these changes soon, but don't nuke a working config. If you use third-party overlay tools, recheck them after updating. One overlay tanked my FPS until I rebuilt it. Bottom line, Linux gaming isn't just it runs anymore. After this update, more games run well. You get smoother frame times, modest FPS gains, and fewer game-breaking bugs. Update Proton, test your top 3 games, and keep the better profile. If it feels smoother, it is. Drop your before-after FPS and 1% lows in the comments. I'm curious which titles benefited most on AMD versus Nvidia, and if your problem child just got fixed, flex a little. You earned it.